Every superpower has its shadow side. One of the things that I've been thinking about lately is this idea of superpowers. And I thought about it quite a bit over time. And I'm not talking about like comic book superpowers, not some like motivational version of the word. I mean the things that you naturally do really well. The things that seem to come through you without even a lot of effort. The things that other people notice and say like how did you see that, or how did you know to ask that, or how did you make that work just so simply. In coaching, leadership, business, and life, I think it's important to know what those are for you, and that takes some time and some self-reflection, but it's really good to know what they are. For me, two of mine are energy and curiosity. I say I have big energy and I'm a why guy. My energy, when it's working the right way, it helps people believe in what's possible. It helps them get excited about themselves, about the good that already exists, about the opportunity that's in front of them, and about what they might be able to build within themselves. I can bring a lot of belief into a room, and that is a blessing when used right. The other one is what I sometimes call being a why guy. I am curious. I like questions. I like asking questions about the questions. I like digging into the next layer and the layer underneath that. A lot of the value I bring clients comes from being able to see a question they did not see yet, or ask something that opens a door they did not even know was there. When those two things are working well together, they can be powerful. I get reflected back some really wonderful things from wonderful clients, and it's fun. The energy brings hope, and the curiosity brings awareness. And together they can help someone feel seen, feel challenged, encouraged, and capable of taking the right next step. But here is the part we don't always want to talk about, right? It's fun to talk about how exciting it is and what's possible, but every superpower has a shadow side. Almost all of our attributes have a powerful side and a shadow side, a power side and a force side. That same energy that can inspire someone can also overwhelm them, as many of my friends may know. The same curiosity that can open a door can also feel like an interrogation. The same desire to help someone find clarity and become a need to make them get there faster than they are ready to go. That is where the gift can turn into a grind, almost a curse. I've seen this in myself. When I am at my best, I am walking with the client. I'm a guide, a Sherpa. I'm helping them navigate their own inner world, their own fears, their own challenges, their own patterns. I'm not carrying the answer for them. I'm not dragging them up the mountain. I'm walking with them while helping them see what is showing up for them. When I am not at my best, that same energy can become too much. My curiosity can become criticism. My desire for progress can become pressure. So instead of helping someone find their own answer, I can start grinding for the answer. I can lose patience. I can over focus and I can push too hard. And just being very honest, that's not leadership. That's not coaching. And especially that's not love. That is a superpower without enough space around it. Viktor Frankl, he wrote about the space between stimulus and response. And in that space, we have the ability to choose. I love that one. I believe that deeply. For me, especially, the size of that space really matters. When I have a healthy amount of space inside me, or what I say kind of in my buffer, I can just sit with people better. I can sit with their nuance. I can be with their faults, their fears, their avoidance, their contradictions, and their pain without immediately judging it or trying or needing to fix it. I can let them be human in front of me and with me. When that space gets smaller, I get more reactive. I may still sound curious, but underneath the question is impatience. I may still be bringing energy, but underneath the energy is pressure. I may still want what is best for the person, right? but I can become attached to the progress happening on my timeline. That attachment is worth paying attention to. It's worth being deeply aware of. I saw a clip recently that named something that I see often in people. And honestly, I see it in myself. People will sometimes become one thing because they are afraid of becoming something else or being seen as something else. Someone may become invulnerable because they're afraid of being hurt, but then that invulnerability pushes people away and creates the loneliness that they were trying to avoid in the first place. Someone may become controlling because they are afraid of failing, but then their control keeps everyone else from owning the work. And someone else may become intense, which shows up for me is they become intense because they're afraid of being dismissed. But then their intensity makes others shut down and they feel dismissed. That's the painful part. The thing that we use to protect ourselves can quietly create the very thing that we fear. And I see it with my clients all the time because we're under such pressure to run our businesses, and that pressure condenses that space. I know that there are places in my story where worthiness got tangled up with performance. If I was not perfect, if I did not have the right answer, if I did not help someone get somewhere meaningful, there was a part of me that could feel less than. And that's a dangerous place to lead from because the person in front of me stops just being a person. They can become evidence, evidence that I am helping, evidence that I'm useful, evidence that I am enough, or a problem to be solved, or a solution to be gone through, or something to break through. That is where leaders have to be honest. Sometimes we are not pushing people because they need to be pushed. Sometimes we are pushing because their lack of movement is touching something unresolved inside of us. It's speaking to, it's sparking off of, it is triggering, as they say. That does not mean we should never challenge people by any means, right? I believe in the challenge. I believe in accountability. I believe people are capable of so much more than they often realize. But challenge without space becomes force. Accountability without love becomes a weapon. And curiosity without patience becomes criticism. So the question becomes, what helps create the space? For everyone, it can be different, and it has to be personal, and you have to understand it and be aware and be able to achieve it. For me, some of it's physical. Sleep matters, movement matters, working out matters, what I eat matters. I often say, if it lives, eat it. That is my simple way of saying I feel better when I'm eating real food and taking care of my body. Some of it is environmental. For me, rhythm matters, routine matters, quiet cup of coffee in the morning matter. A calmer environment can matter in a way that is beautiful for me. The way I enter the day shapes the way I enter the room with a client. And if I am not conscientious about that, I can start it and come into the room with something I never intended. Some of it's spiritual. Prayer matters. Reflection matters. Meditation or sitting quietly matters. When I am connected to my heart, the best of me can come out. When I am living mainly from my analytical brain, I can become efficient, focused, impatient, and sharp in a way that may not serve the person in front of me, or really myself, or even the world as a whole. This is true for owners and leaders as well. Your superpower might be vision, but the shadow side of it might be impatience with the people who cannot see it as quickly and as clearly and as sharp as you can. Your superpower might be execution, but the shadow side might be the frustration with anyone who needs more time and context and clarity, right? Come on, let's go. Your superpower might be caring deeply, but the shadow side may be rescuing people from consequences that for their own good they need to face. Your superpower might be high standards, but the shadow side might be making people feel like they're always one mistake away from disappointing you. And these are not what we intend, right? It's the way that they land, it's the impact of it. The issue is not the superpower. The issue is whether you are aware of what happens when that superpower is under stress, fear, fatigue, or just the pressure that we experience. The next time that you feel yourself pushing hard, I'm going to challenge you to ask a different question. Am I guiding or am I grinding? Am I asking this question from curiosity or am I asking it because I need them to get there? Right? Is there the stress in the experience or is there exploration? There's times stuff needs to be done and expedited, but know that that's going to show up. Ask the question, am I helping this person become more aware or am I trying to force them so that I can feel better? What if you ask the question, am I leading from my heart or am I over functioning from my analytical brain? I think I just said that one for me. Those questions do not make the work softer. I think they make it more honest and transparent and authentic and connected. The goal is not to turn down the gift. The goal is to steward it well. Because when a leader understands both the gift and the shadow side of that gift, they become safer, clearer, and more useful to the people that they lead. And that is where real growth can happen. If you need any additional help, I have something called the Epitome Coaching Experience. It's 6 weeks of free coaching. If you go to callwithbrad.com, you can find the application and we have a conversation. And if it works out, I support you for 6 weeks and then we decide what goes on from there. No other commitments, just me getting to help you all out. I hope you have yourself a wonderful, amazing day. Talk soon.